Hey, Clear Lake peeps. Oh, Ross England here, Clear Lake Guide Service, with your Clear Lake report for, actually it's a Friday, so January 20th, 2023. I didn't do a report on Thursday. It should be back to being on normal schedule with doing these once a week, but I didn't get a chance to fish until today, so I will very rarely do a report if I haven't been on the water since the last report. So, as you can see, I'm out on the water today. And if, I know some of you like to kind of see me fishing while I'm doing this. If I'd ever caught a fish, I would have been happy to have done that today. So let's power through this. You know what? It's the first of it's a new year, and we're going to be upbeat about things. Lake looks good. I mean, it was fun to get around. It wasn't fun to fish, but it was fun to get around and look. I see tules in the water. I see willow trees, you know, young willows that have been growing up over the last couple of years in the water. Docks in the water. All the launch ramps, all the main launch ramps are open. It just looks like Clear Lake again. I can't say it any other way. It's just like, yeah, thank you. If we don't get another drop of rain, I'm going to be tickled to death with what we have, because I don't care what kind of fishing you like, whether you want to be out deep, whether you want to be up shallow, there's something to fish this year, which is super exciting. It's going to open up the lake again. Lakeport's going to be in play. Nice and Lucerne are going to be a little bit more in play. The area between State Park, where I'm sitting right now, and Konocti Vista Casino is going to be in play. It's just pretty excited about it. Okay, here's the last conversation about docks, unless something drastically happens. Since the last report, the Lucerne Harbor opened up, and that means all of the main launch ramps around the lake are now up and running, open for business. Just to give you an idea, you know, in the last 2 weeks, we've gotten literally over 6 feet of lake rise, which is just incredible. It's great. We're sitting at a little bit over 4 Rumsey. We started this winter at -2.5, so really is those atmospheric rivers, I know that they were a real problem in some areas, and we didn't get all the rainfall that was forecast here, but man, what we got sure made a huge difference. So this will be the last time that we talk about launch ramps for the rest of the year, unless something changes significantly, because there's going to be there should be enough water from this point forward to cover us all the way into summer and early fall. Speaking of water temperatures ranged all over the place. Launching here at the State Park this morning was about 46.5 degrees. The warmest water I saw today was 51.2, about it's probably a little after 4 o'clock right now, and we'll say probably around 4 o'clock this afternoon. You know, if you get down in the clearer water, which is basically from here that way towards the Narrows and down past the Narrows, that water's a little bit colder. You get over on the North Shore where there's some of the stained water, and the sun will really start to warm that up. So, you know, like I said, I'm pretty amazed. The last spot I went by, put the trolling motor in the water, and it was 51.8 degrees. And woo, that's pretty nice. Water clarity in that stained water, I could see, at least in the areas that I got into, I could see 2 feet. Down in the Narrows, you know, I could see 3.5 to 4 feet in some areas. So overall, the water clarity is pretty good. And I think even this stained water that, and you know, the way it works, there's a bunch of dirty water that comes in on the upper end, comes in on Rodman Slough, and then it just kind of blows down. Current and wind carry it down, and it kind of blows out Nice, Lakeport, and then, Nice, and then Lucerne, and then down somewhere around Glen Haven, in that area, Conotay, starts to clean up. It's kind of the same thing here. Sitting here just in front of, actually it's behind the cameras where Kelsey Creek comes in, and it was running pretty muddy until about 2 days ago. And the water that's coming out of Kelsey right now is actually pretty clear. I mean, it's not as clear as it's gonna be, but it's green, it's not brown. So you don't have that brown plume that's kind of pushing out this way that kind of heads over towards Shag Rock. So water clarity actually looks pretty good. Let's see, what else? Oh, I guess that's about it as far as conditions. Upcoming events. There's nothing that I know of this weekend, but it's also the off limits for New Gen's Team TOC, which is the following weekend. So not this coming weekend, but next weekend. Now, they have off limits that extend through Tuesday night, I'm told. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are official practice days. Saturday and Sunday are tournament days. So next week, starting Wednesday, expect it to be busy. I actually saw more people out today than I really thought I would, but so that's, as far as I know, that's the only activity, which is enough. Talking about the fishing a little bit, I'm not going to spend too much time about it because I just don't have a whole lot to report. The short version is I kind of sucked today. The fishing is still tough. I mean, anytime you got water temperature in the 40s here, it's not easy. If you have water temperature in the 40s and it's stained, it's really not easy. So I had one bite today. I talked to several people today. I saw a couple people catch fish. Talked to a couple of people who caught them. Actually had some pictures sent to me. So there is a bite out there. Obviously the last couple of tournaments, ABA was the last one. I think there was only 9 boats. I think 2/3 of those 9 boats caught limits of fish, and then I think the bottom guys had a tough day. You know, 21 pounds down to, I think it was 4th place was 20 pounds. So it was really close. You know, there weren't any really big fish. I think a 6-pounder, high 5 or low 6 was the big fish of that event. We're all gonna really see how the bite is, and it's kind of cheating a little bit, but we're all gonna see how the bite is when New Gen comes and they have their event. And the reason I say it's kind of cheating is because if you look at the weather between now and then, it's nothing but good. There's not going to be any storms coming through. There's some days in the low 60s, low to mid 60s. Hopefully we get rid of the days like we did this morning where it was a 28 degree low. Probably, you know, the coming week it's going to be in the low 30s, but still, you know, you get some 55 to 60 degree afternoons with no wind, and the bite's going to just get better and better and better. I mean, we're almost into February, so you know, December and January are typically 2 of the tougher months here. February can be tough as well if we get normal weather, and normal weather is usually the first week of February or so. We get some really cold weather. It comes through, and some morning lows that are, you know, in the mid to high teens. I don't see that forecast right now, but things can change. So that's it. We're excited. Not really happy about my performance today, but you know, I haven't been out in a month. Still not 100%, as you can tell. I feel better because so far I haven't coughed during this thing. So I blabbered long enough. We'll catch you next week. Have a good one.